Hey guys, Jerry here from Android Central, and we're going to do a few quick benchmarks here on the HTC Inspire 4G. We're just going to run the four that you all like to see. So we'll start out with LinPack, and you can see that's my last one here. Let's run it again. 39.8, and come on, 38.3. One more time here. 37.7. So there you go. LinPack's right around 38 on this thing, you know, for what that's worth. Let's go back home and go back over to our benchmark apps and let's fire up Nina Mark. Everybody likes to see this one. Zoom in a little bit. See, it looks pretty smooth. Nothing there, you know, to complain about. Probably won't benchmark as fast as some of the others out there, but, you know, and I've played a few games on this. It's perfectly acceptable. If you're into numbers, we like to give them to you. Crazy tree. And here we go. 33.4, which actually is right on par with what I've been seeing. It says the best I've ever had was 33.6, and there's your GPU info. And like I said, you know, might not be the best benchmark in the world score, but you don't see that bad of any performance when you're using it. Here's Nia Core. It'll do a little bit better on this one. Nia Core is getting a bit old in the tooth and doesn't give us near as good information as it used to. As you know, things advance, we're not really using old OpenGL anymore, but you guys like to see the numbers, and it does give you a little bit of comparison from phone to phone, and only takes a minute to run it. So here's your green-eyed monster robot. Killing the Transformer tanks. Hey, you can see this one runs pretty good too. The phone does fine. I mean, we benchmark them because we like to compare, but as far as day-to-day performance, and there you go, 56.7, so your frame rate's good. That's not a problem. Let's exit out of here, and here's the one everybody loves, Quadrant. One thing to say, nothing is shut down on this phone. It's been on a couple days. I don't believe in running any type of benchmark, you know, while you've got the phone set up any special way, because that's not really going to give you any indication of performance. When we run any benchmarks, we just grab the phone off the shelf and fire it up. Move that and make sure you can see the frame rates down there. And you know, not as fast a frame rate as we see on some other phones, but it's definitely, you know, it looks fine. It's not like it's in stop motion or, you know, really slow like we have seen on some phones. And it gets a really high score on this one. It must be, you know, it deals with that texture a little bit better than some of the others. There's the DNA. Still a little jagged on the DNA like all the other, you know, Qualcomm chips have been. But it, you know, does fare. And let me zoom in so you can see the number. Let it focus. So, you know, it does really well. The score is a perfect 1800. Try to get there so you can see it. And I'm using Quadrant Standard on this one. It has been updated, whereas the professional version, I haven't got any notice from the third-party market I bought it from that says it was updated yet. So I'm not going to use an old version if there's a new one out there. Doesn't break it down as much, but it still gives you a good idea of the general performance. So there you go, a few benchmarks for the Inspire. It's a nice phone. You know, benchmarks are no slouch either, so it is what it is, and it did pretty good. I'll talk to you guys later.